Hello guys, my name is Gavin, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning how to make a class instantiate an object within the Blender game engine, and this object is going to have random scaling on the x-axis. As you can see right here, it's randomly scaling between a number of 1 and 10 whenever we create this object. Okay, I am going to get started. So to start off right here on our new cube in the middle, what I'm going to do is click on the second layer down here. So click on layer 2, and do spacebar and then add a cube like this. And what we're going to do on this new cube is drag this panel out, and I'm going to rename this to new cube like this. New cube. Okay, once we have that, I'm going to go back into layer 1 like this, and I'm going to do spacebar and then add an empty object. Add empty, and let's add an empty cube in the middle, and you can see it right here. There's our empty cube like this. And what we're going to do now is rename this empty cube as, let's say, spawn points like this. So spawn points. Right click back on your normal cube in the game engine and go from defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. What we're going to do now is add an always sensor. Click these first 3 dots and set the frequency to 15. Next, what you're going to do is add a Python controller and connect it like this. Let's then go to text and then create a text block to create a new text block. And hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. And let's rename this to scripts.py. And add this script right here. Okay, now that we have that, what we're going to do inside of our text block is import the BGE. And as well, we're also going to import random. Next, what we're going to do is define the main scene. By doing scene is going to equal bg.logic.get current scene like this. And what we're also going to have is define the spawn points. So spawn point is going to be equal to scene.objects spawn point. And if you remember, spawn point was the name of our empty object like this. And what we're going to now do is create a class. So let's do class and then create cube will be the name of our class. Inside of this, let's have our initialization function. Let's have define, init, then self, and what we're now going to put is comma and then x, like this. And so what we're going to do is just have, so pretty much whenever we create a new cube object of the class create cube, we're going to just need to give it an x value. So let's do self.x is going to equal x. Okay, now that we have this, what we're going to do is do new cube is going to equal scene.addObjects, add objects, and new cube. And if you remember, new cube was the name of the object that we put in our second layer, which is why we named it new cube. And then we want it to spawn at the spawn point position. Let's put spawn points right there, and let's have it be in for a time of 10. Okay. What we're now going to do is, since the new cube that we added has the variable name new cube, we're going to do new cube dot x value, or local scale dot x is going to equal x. So essentially what number we put in here when we create the object of the class is going to make that the scaling of the x-axis. Okay, now that we have that, what I'm going to do is actually drag this down first. We're going to define a number that's going to be a random number between 1 and 10. So let's have random, actually I'll name this variable random number is going to equal random.randints 1, 10. Once we have that, we're going to do object 1, which will be the object we're creating for the create cube class, is going to equal to create cube, and let's put random number. Since we need to put just this one x value in here like this, and what should happen is if I drag this up really quick, we can see if we right click on our main cube, we've now got the script in there. I'm going to drag this out. We should see that if we hit P, it's going to add a cube with a random width every 15 frames, since that always sensor is running at a frequency of 15. Okay guys, that is how you add a that is how you create an object with a class that has a random width. I hope you found this useful. I'll just leave the script open for just one more second.